Alright guys, in today's video we have some very exciting news when it comes to PlayStation 5 exclusive games that Sony is apparently getting ready to announce within the next month or two, and these games sound like they are going to be pretty massive. It sounds like Sony really has been holding on to some, I'd say, pretty significant reveals to kind of continue to build the hype and momentum going into the launch of the PlayStation 5. And I had to take some time to talk about this because the source seems legitimate and it just makes a lot of sense. The timing of this is also very interesting because we're just coming off of the Xbox July game showcase, which I did a reaction to. The stream is pretty long, it's almost 4 hours, so I understand that not everybody's going to be able to watch that. If you missed it, don't worry, we're going to talk more about it maybe in a separate video. We're certainly going to talk more about it in the upcoming podcast this Sunday, so be sure to tune in there. We're going to have a lot to talk about in general over the next couple of months, but today I had to make sure to take some time to talk about this because it sounds like it's going to be absolutely awesome, and I am very excited. So before we get into it, if you could do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button to help the video out and show your support. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content, and hit the bell notification icon so you're notified immediately anytime a new video goes live. So this information is coming from the YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead, and I have caught some of his previous videos, and from what I understand, he is pretty credible. He seems like he has sources for sure, and he's sure to let us know that he doesn't back these up 100%. He always is sure to let us know that, look, there's a chance it might not be right because he's taking the word of a source that is coming to him that he's getting this info from. But it seems like he's been correct in the past, and most importantly, if you go watch this video, which I will have linked down below, I highly suggest you check it out for yourself because there's a lot of really good info in this video that, again, may or may not be true, but it's sounding like it's going to be true. He's stressing that he kind of vetted this source a little bit, letting us know that he was kind of waiting to see if this source could kind of prove that they're reliable, prove that they actually have things that they can tell him that turn out to be true, and that in fact did happen, and so that's why he felt confident enough to make this video. Now, here are the big bombshells that he is dropping in this video, and the two things I want to focus on specifically in this video. I may actually do a separate video because, again, in this video he drops a lot of really interesting information, not just about PlayStation, but about Xbox as well. But he talks about potential hardware upgrades, RDNA 3, all this really interesting stuff, a PlayStation 5 Pro, stuff that I know you guys are going to be very interested in. And I just want to dedicate this video to talk about him mentioning two new exclusive games, AAA exclusive games that will be revealed, I'm assuming, in August. He did emphasize in this video that this is stuff that Sony plans to announce within the next month. So that tells me it's going to be at this August event, State of Play, whatever it's going to be. We know that Sony has been planning something in August. Now, the first game, and I was already predicting this. I didn't have any inside information. I still don't have any inside information. But I predicted that Sony was holding on to a God of War sequel announcement for the PlayStation 5, just in case Microsoft's July game showcase was just amazing and Sony maybe had to have something ready to go to retaliate with. Obviously, I think we can mostly all agree that Microsoft's show was not anything that Sony should be concerned about, but that's not going to stop Sony from continuing to build the hype and momentum going into next generation. And it seems that Moore's Law is Dead is confirming that his source is telling him that we will in fact see the next God of War announced and revealed in the next month, and it's going to be slated for holiday 2021, and it's going to be a graphical showcase. It's going to be showing near photorealistic graphics.
Now, what he also told me is about two PlayStation exclusives. They are holding out so they can reveal them after Xbox to still have a wow factor, that they have more coming as well. The first one, and this is a bombshell I believe, is a new God of War. The sequel will be showed off supposedly in under a month. This is a well-guarded secret, and it's supposedly going to have Well, I'm just quoting him, jaw-dropping graphics that will approach photorealism. That they want to showcase this as, see, PlayStation brings you next-gen graphics. It's coming fall 2021. That's right, not this year. This isn't a launch game next to Spider-Man and Gran Turismo. No.
Now, this makes a lot of sense to me. Again, you can't buy into any of this 100% because there is the chance that this might not be legitimate. But again, the timing of it is interesting, and it just makes a lot of sense. Honestly, I believe this because this is something that I was already kind of thinking in my head leading up to this Xbox event. Like, what is the one thing that Sony could do? Like, let's just say, we know that this didn't happen, but let's just say Microsoft's show just blew people away and it was just way better than anybody was expecting, right? What's the number one thing that Sony could do that would be guaranteed to, I don't want to say completely steal the hype back, but let's be real here. If they announce the new God of War and they announce it's coming holiday 2021 and they show off just a little bit of it and it looks photorealistic, yeah, that's going to do a really, really good job in bringing back all the hype their way. So it sounds like to me that's something that they've already had planned. Now, another thing he mentions here that is even more interesting in my opinion. I say it's even more interesting because we already know that Sony has another God of War in the works. That's something we expect. Doesn't mean that we're any less excited for it, because you better believe we are hyped for the next God of War. But what's even more interesting is he mentions a second exclusive title, but he doesn't say what the title is. He doesn't reveal this because apparently this is a really, really well-kept secret, and it's going to be a launch title. So it's going to be a surprise announcement, and the big surprise, well, I would assume whatever the title's going to be will be surprising, but what's going to be doubly surprising is it's actually launching with the PS5. And he didn't say what this game was. He did hint at it though, and he was sure to let us know that it's kind of a revival of a franchise, a known franchise that's associated with PlayStation or is a PlayStation exclusive or has been throughout the years, and that it's essentially going to be making a comeback, and that Mark Cerny is working on it.
No. But there is another launch game, supposedly, and this has been much rumored that there is some other launch exclusive that Sony's holding out on revealing. An incredibly guarded secret. And unfortunately, I cannot tell you what it is. I can't. I was told that if I told you by one of these other sources that it would reveal too much. So here's what I'm going to say. It is a revival of a mainstay of PlayStation, one that used to be a bigger tentpole franchise, and Mark Cerny's working on it.
Those were the hints that he gave, and this obviously sparked people to just throw out guesses of games left, right, up, down, center, and frankly, that's all I can do as well. I will say the first game that popped into my mind was maybe SOCOM, because this is something that's been rumored for a long time, and it did play a vital role throughout the generations of PlayStation as an exclusive game. I mean, the only thing that throws me off that a little bit is the idea that Mark Cerny's working on it. I don't know if that's the type of game that Mark Cerny would work on, but then again, I'm not too familiar with Mark Cerny's, history of game development. Maybe he did work on a past Killzone or something, or maybe that's what this could be. Maybe it's another Killzone game. We know that that's also a franchise that we haven't seen for quite some time. But the reason why I'm not leaning towards Killzone is because he did emphasize that, or at least he made it sound like, if you watch the video, he made it sound as though this is a franchise that kind of hasn't been around for some time. Like maybe the last time we saw it was in the PS3 generation or maybe even the PS2 generation, but it definitely played an important role earlier on in PlayStation's, history. And so to me, I'm thinking immediately to Guerrilla Games and their second team. I can't help but immediately think that, but I've seen other people saying maybe it's another Jack and Daxter, right? Maybe it's something else totally that nobody's thinking of. Maybe it could be Silent Hill. I don't know if it would be Silent Hill. I mean, it certainly could be. This is something we've been hearing for a long time now, and honestly, I'm expecting to hear about Silent Hill at this event. We might not. We do know that apparently, for sure, if sources are to be believed, sources who've been 100% accurate about everything they've leaked about Resident Evil and the future of that franchise, they are saying that, yes, a Silent Hill soft reboot is 100% a real thing. They just cannot 100% confirm it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. So either way, that apparently is a thing. We've been talking about it for quite some time. I've been telling you guys I'm anticipating that we will see this at this August event, but now I'm not so sure. This very well could be the game that Moore's Law is Dead is referring to. And the idea that Mark Cerny's working on it, I guess that would make sense as well. I just don't know. The only disconnect here to me is the fact that he says this is a franchise that has been associated with PlayStation in the past. And I don't know that Silent Hill fits that criteria, right? Like, that doesn't really add up to me, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong on that. So either way, guys, this is incredibly exciting news. Apparently, Sony is not holding back anymore going forward, and they have some big surprises in store. And 2 of these surprises are going to be the next God of War, which that alone would be enough. That alone is enough to create some massive, massive waves across the gaming industry. And to be completely honest with you guys, if that happens within the next couple of weeks, I frankly feel a little bit sorry for Microsoft, because that is essentially going to be just like a knockout blow from Sony. It really is. I mean, you look at the mentality that people have walking away from this Xbox show. You look at the mentality that most people have now, especially now talking about PlayStation in comparison. I mean, it's just going to be a big moment, right? And that alone would be enough. But now we're hearing apparently Sony has a secret launch title that they've been apparently doing a really, really good job at keeping the lid on it. And we're just starting to hear about it now. I have no idea what it could be. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be the game that Guerrilla Games, their second team, has been working on. Because if it's not that, I have no idea what else it could be. And this is where I'm going to leave it, because I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below, what do you think this second title is? Keep in mind, it will be a launch title. It's been heavily associated with PlayStation over the years, and it is a franchise. So that means there's multiple entries in the series, whatever it may be, that we've seen on PlayStation in the past. So I'm really interested to know what you guys think. What game do you think this could be? Again, I'm thinking it's SOCOM, maybe Silent Hill. Those 2 make the most sense, but maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. So I want you guys to leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and let me know how pumped you'll be if we actually do see the next God of War revealed in the next couple of weeks. I know I'll be pumped. I'm interested to see how pumped you guys would be. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.